Hi everyone. I've had a couple people ask me what techniques and lures I'm using this year for ice fishing to catch lake trout, so I thought I'd make a quick video just to show you guys what lures and techniques I'm using to catch those giant lake trout. First of all, early in the morning when I get on the ice at about 7:30, right in my mind I think lake trout are active. It's just the way I am. So I always start out with aggressive baits. So one of the first things I'll start out with is a Williams plated silver and gold spoon that's hammered. I'll use one a little bigger than this, but this was the only one I could find at the moment. So I'll let it sink to the bottom, and then I'll jig it off the bottom about a foot or so each time. And I'll do this for maybe half an hour to an hour, seeing what reaction I can get. If the Williams spoon doesn't get me anything, I move a little more aggressive, because I think to myself, maybe they don't want something that shiny. They just want something that's noisy, that's, annoying. So I move to a rattle trap. Now, I've tried a variety of different types of rattle traps in my life, but so far my favorite is a rattle trap made by Live Target. This is a Live Target rattle trap. It's about ½ ounce, and it's the design of whenever fishing for lake trout have extremely good eyesight. I'd say either the best or one of the best out of all the fish in Ontario. So I always try to I always try to get as close as I can to what they're feeding on. So this is a smelt color. You can get herring, bluegill, or you can get any color you want at a Live Target. This thing I just rip constantly off the bottom. I really want to create a big disturbance, and with the rattles in there, it's really going to create a lot of noise. If I feel that they want something aggressive, like the Live Target lure, but not just like the spoon, I'll switch over to one of my new favorite baits. This bait, I'm not actually sure when it came out, but it's become one of my favorites. Let me just untangle this here. Give me 2 seconds. So another thing I use is the Lunker Hunt Direct Contact. This thing is amazing in the water, the way it flutters, the way the spoon acts. One of the best baits I've seen. This thing weighs 1 ounce, so it gets to the bottom fast. And when you rip it up and let it crash, it goes fast. I'm serious. I've had so many strikes off this bait alone. I've had so many strikes off this bait alone. Lake trout just follow it up, and as it falls down, they smack it. It's been a really productive bait if the lake trout are active. Now, when I get out there and the lake trout aren't active, they aren't chasing my spoon, my rattle trap, my direct contact, and no matter what I throw at them fast, they won't eat. I switch right away, slow down. So before I, dead stick, I switch to sort of a slower reactive bait that I can use a little faster if I want. The bait for that is, it's cold out here. Something I really like to use if the lake trout aren't active, if they're not chasing the the rattle trap or the spoon, or even the direct contact, is I go to X-Zone swim bait, about 4 or 5 inch, with 3/4 to ½ ounce jig head. I really like the bullet jig head, the way it cuts through the water, and it actually acts as the head of the fish. You notice here that I have the jig head and a little bit of the swammer pearl white. That's actually the color it came in. And the rest is chartreuse. The reason why I do that is because down at 80, 90, 100 feet of water, it's dark. Lake trout, they have very good eyesight, but because of the depth, they find it hard to see. So with the chartreuse, what that is it's Spike It Garlic Glow Dye. You can get this at Bass Pro, Sale, anywhere. It actually glows in the water. And I just feel I have a lot more confidence if I think the fish can see it. They're not just one of the main things that lake trout use to find fish. So this is definitely what I'll do. And I fish this either dead stick, where I just let it sit on the bottom just like that, or 20, maybe 30 feet off the bottom. I'll just let it sit like that. Lake trout will come up, follow it, suck it in. Another thing I'll do, if they're a little bit aggressive, is I'll do what I've heard, or what people call, is a yo-yo technique. And what that is you fish anywhere from, well, it doesn't matter what depth you fish at actually, But you have the bait, you jig it on the bottom a couple times, you bring it up 20-30 feet, you jig it up on the top, and then you let it fall back down, jig it on the bottom, and bring it back up. Follow that same pattern. That is a really good pattern if you're new to, coming to a spot you haven't tried before, or a spot you have confidence in, you want to draw on the lake trout. It resembles a dying bait fish, and it's just a really great and fun way to catch fish. If you want to know how to do the yo-yo pattern, please go to John White's YouTube channel. Now let's talk about electronics. Years ago, I would go out onto Kempenfelt Bay just with a rod and an auger, punch a hole, jig for a bit, move on. Ever since I've gotten into electronics for ice fishing, it's really improved my game and helped me a lot. So what I use is the Humminbird 345C fish finder. This thing is amazing. It doesn't really matter whether you use Humminbird or Lowrance, they're all good. I really like this unit because it's in color, it shows good depth, shows temperature. Right now I have it in simulation. It's really actually helped me catch a lot more fish because I can actually see my bait on the bottom and I can see what it's doing. And when a lake trout comes up or a whitefish, I can see it and I can react to it. One of my best things to do. So that's the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to like and subscribe. And remember, I hope to see you on the water one day.